Hi guys, it's Eamon here. Have you ever heard about RV 3-chamber view? Hmm, if not, this video is for you. It's a new view or recent view that people started to use to look at the right ventricle. It helps you to look at the right ventricle from the inlet to the body to the outlet, as opposed to the apical 4-chamber view or the focused or even the focused RV view where you look at the inlet and the body of the RV, but you don't see the outlet at the same time. The RV 3-chamber view provides you with ability to look at the whole ventricle, from the inlet to the outlet, passing by the body. You can, some people do the FAC, which is the fraction area change, on the apical view, but you can also use the same principle to do the FAC or to calculate the FAC from this new view, which is the RV 3-chamber view. So here you go. So the RV 3-chamber view, this is it. So this is the view I'm talking about. I'm just going to put the labels on the clip so it helps you with the orientation. As you see, the aortic valve is in the center of the image here. The LA is the most posterior structure of the heart, so it's further away from the probe, which is down here. And the RV is the adjacent structure to the probe. So the probe is exactly on top of the RV here. You have the intra-atrial septum that separates LA from RA. You have the RV here, and this is the RV inflow that connects the RA with the RV, and the RV outflow here, which connects the RV with the main pulmonary artery here. How to get this view? Okay, so just do the apical view initially. So put the probe just a little bit below the left nipple, a little bit of clockwise rotation, and a little bit of tilting this way. So just gonna repeat it again. As if you're getting the apical view, the apical 4-chamber view, put the probe a little bit below the left nipple, a little bit of clockwise rotation, and a little bit of tilting this way, okay? And then you're gonna get this view, which is the RV 3-chamber view. Now, you may argue that, well, it looks like the short axis, but it's a flip. Like the short, and I mean the short axis that we get at the base of the heart. I mean, I agree, it looks very similar. However, this is a different view. So the way we look at the RV, or we're looking at the RV here, is a different plane. So this is different plane than the plane you get from the short axis view. So actually you're cutting most of the RV, and you're looking at all of the RV parts from the inflow to the outflow, and then the body here, okay? And then of course when we put the color at the tricuspid valve, we can see the TR jet, which is the blue flicker here, right? So this is the blood coming back from the RV into the RA. And of course we Doppler it. We can calculate the peak velocity of the TR jet, and that helps us calculate the RVSP, which is the right ventricular peak systolic velocity. Similarly, if we put the color on the outflow, we can see the blood leaving the right ventricle into the main pulmonary artery. Through this view, we can calculate the right ventricular output when we put the color Doppler, the pulse Doppler sample gate exactly at the valve, at the pulmonary valve level, and then we can get the Doppler this way and then calculate the VTI and then the right ventricular output. This is another baby, the same thing. The blue blood is moving away from the probe, so it's the blood that moving from the RV into the main pulmonary artery. As you see, this baby doesn't have an ECG lead because this baby is about like 400 grams, and as per our NICU protocol, we don't do leads on the skin at this size and age. Similarly, we calculate the right ventricular output. Now, other things we can calculate from here is TAPSE. So the same thing, we put the cursor through here and then we use the MO to calculate the TAPSE. However, I'm not sure if it's validated through this view in Neonates. Another thing you can see here is a line here. Actually, this is a UVC that is very deep, crossing the intraatrial septum. So it's coming from the ductus venosus here through the right atrium and then crossing the intraatrial septum into the LA. So here we stop it. We can measure how far the UVC needs to be adjusted. Another thing we look at is the RVFAC, which is the fraction area change. So basically we trace the RV cavity, the end of the diastole and at the end of systole. The software will calculate the difference between these two areas, which is basically the RVFAC, which you also can calculate from the apical 4-chamber view. And as you know, the FAC is a marker of RV systolic function. I hope that was useful, and I hope you guys start using this view.